Okay.
Okay.
Well, hopefully this mic works because it wasn't supposed to be this far away. It was supposed to be
like way closer.
So we're going to have to talk louder, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just shout into the hall.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Angela.
My name's Curtis.
And this is Anything in the Corner, which is what we're calling it, right?
Amanda was going to have a show called The Most.
Don't watch us. Subscribe to us. Don't subscribe to her. So the whole point of this is we have been on... We've seen YouTube videos and we've seen how amazing everyone is on... Oh no.
Oh, it's fine.
It's okay. We're okay.
Yeah.
We think that our lives are pretty awesome. Actually, our lives are like mediocre. But...
I mean, it depends on where you're standing, you know?
I think if you're in our shoes, they're good because we make them good. And that's like the whole point. I'm like sweating. But like, that's the whole point. The whole point is, what can you do with your life? And so we're trying to make the most of it. Like the most in a positive way. Not the most in a negative way like some other people might be doing. So we're going to try to do a video like once a week and kind of talk about our lives and things that we want to achieve. Maybe include some other segments like out of the corner segments when we do things out of the corner. This is our corner. Okay, so one of the things that we're going to talk about this week is something that we did really awesome last week, and we went to EDC Las Vegas.
For those of you who don't know, EDC stands for Electric Daisy Carnival. And it's a massive 3-day rave out in the desert.
And it's amazing. It was my first year. Curtis went last year.
I went last year.
Curtis goes to like all of them. There's 3 of them. There's 3?
Well, I went to 3 last year, 3 big ones.
But like EDC ones, you went to 3, right?
Well, I also went to 3 EDC ones.
Yeah, on top of like the other tons of...
I guess the 3 big ones would be Ultra in Miami, EDC in Las Vegas, and Tomorrow World in Atlanta. But I have a friend that works for Insomniac, so I was able to go to all the EDCs as well. Mm-hmm. New York, Orlando, and Vegas.
So the Vegas one is the biggest one. And he convinced me earlier in the year to take me, literally take me, to Vegas so I could experience. And I was a little hesitant at first to go because I've never really been to, I've never been to a music festival at all. Like nothing, not even like Bonnaroo or Lollapalooza. And so I was a little nervous about going, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go. And it was literally a life-changing experience. People say that. Like when people say that, I usually immediately disregard that because, I mean, I find a lot of things life-changing. Like I find Pixar movies life-changing. So that sense to me it's not a very big sense.
No.
Because anything can be life-changing. But this really was life-changing.
I think that in the normal progression of our everyday lives, you wake up, you do whatever you do, you go to bed. You wake up, you do whatever you do, you go to bed. And in some capacity, escape from that is sort of a de-stressor.
Yes.
In order, even just have a few days a year to not worry about work or school or family and just be with friends in an altered environment in another city. Doing something that is not every day.
Yeah, and this is definitely not every day.
No, it's not.
I was definitely in that everyday pattern. I was in the get up 30 minutes before I needed to be at work, like run to work. Well, not run, actually, like drive fast to work, sit at my desk for like 8 hours straight, go home, do something that required more sitting, I'm sure, and then go to bed just to repeat it all over again. So going to Vegas, I had never been to Vegas at all in the first place, and honestly,
Vegas kind of sucks.
Yeah, like if you live in Vegas, like don't to be offended that we're saying this. We're not saying that you suck. The Strip itself, because we mainly were on the Strip on Thursday. We stayed on the Strip on Thursday. We stayed at Excalibur.
It's horrible.
I kind of liked it. I liked the way it looked. It was very like Disney looking, except when you get inside, then it doesn't look like Disney.
No, they do not follow up.
No, it's dark.
And that elevator
really
situation. We were on floor 20, and I swear it said 420. But it was
which was a positive kind
of.
The
most likely, it was voted most likely to be demolished. And we like to see things that we've stayed in be demolished.
Yeah, we're looking forward in 5 years possibly watching
floor 20 of Tower 2, so when Tower 2 goes down.
Vegas, I feel like, is a place where you eat, gamble, and drink, and that's literally it. And then walk a fuck ton. You just walk everywhere. And you die almost in the heat of the sun. The sun in Vegas is a lot closer to you than anywhere else on Earth. And we walked to a gas station.
It was probably 0.3 miles.
It felt like 3 miles, though.
It was 0.3.
There was like 2 places where there was shade. One of them was a sign, and the other one was like
pole.
a tree.
I literally suck shelter in the shadow of a pole.
Yeah, if you would have driven by us at the point of that stoplight, you would have seen Curtis crawled up in like this little shadow of a sign, and me like trying to fit in a pool shadow sign, which if you could see all of me, it didn't work, but it's okay. So anyways, Vegas is really overpriced. At night it is cool to like look at, and we walked all of it, and it was nice. But I don't get the big. I also don't gamble.
Yeah.
But I did gamble $1, and I lost that $1.
It is, but you were up $1 before you lost that $1.
I got into it.
It is an entertainment capital, though.
Yeah.
They have, you could catch a Boys to Men show on a Tuesday night.
Yes. Yes.
Brittany has residency in her.
Cirque du Soleil has all the things over there.
Yeah, Flostradamus has residency.
Mm-hmm. Cascade.
Does Cascade have residency?
I'm thinking of like the actual club.
Oh yeah.
Hakkasan.
I think that's Tiesto and Calvin Harris.
Yeah, you're right. They have
the
residency.
MGM Grand's Hakkasan.
We left the strip with no problems on Friday, and we stayed in Old Vegas, which was cool.
It's actually like north of the strip. It's like old downtown Vegas. It's where the Golden Nugget is.
There's a lot of nugget signs.
And actually, it's quite nice. They simply because of the fact that they built a giant dome over the little strip they have.
That dome was clutch. And when we say dome, it was like a long dome.
It's like a very long, big dome to cover up their strip.
Whoever built that was thinking though,
yes,
because
that is definitely a draw.
When you get up, when you're hungover, which you will be hungover in Vegas, and you walk outside, and you just feel the sun like hit you. It's like a punch to the face. And I just feel like when we saw that dome, like we didn't care about anything else in the vicinity except getting under that shade. So whoever built that, thank you so much because you saved my life.
Yeah, it was a really good idea. And we didn't do it, but they had zip lining.
Oh yeah.
And it looked like everyone that did it looked like they were having a lot of fun.
They were having a blast. They were squealing, which was entertaining.
And it was cheaper than the Strip. And closer to the Speedway where EDC Vegas is held. If
there's something you want to know about us, is if there's a place that's cheaper, we will like it more. Does not matter if the other like more rich place is a lot nicer.
In comparison, our cheaper hotel was way nicer than our hotel on the Strip.
It was. And except the elevators took forever to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Up or down, I guess.
But they were still nice elevators.
They were nice elevators.
Yeah.
They were spacious.
Yeah.
They got us from point A to point B. But once we actually went to the festival, you had to deal with like the traffic a little bit. We had a shuttle that took us there and back. When you walk into the festival, it's like this glowing lights of just awesomeness. And I think my favorite thing about EDC was probably the people, which I was not expecting. And I meant to ask you this. Since you've been to EDC Orlando, EDC New York, and EDC Vegas, is there a difference with the people in any of the 3 locations?
Generally speaking, like good vibes are a part of like the EDM culture, but Vegas has exceptionally good vibes.
I think it's a West Coast thing.
It's definitely West Coast raving.
Because everybody was from California. There was those 1 people from Orlando, but when we said we were from Ohio,
they were like, "Whoa,
sorry."
No,
sorry, we like
people come from all 50 states. I just think in California, it's kind of known as the big one.
I thought it was 21 and up. The younger people, there is one thing I will tell you guys. Drink your damn water. We both had Camelbacks, which if you're going to go to any music festival, any rave, anything, get a Camelback because we're not even, we're obviously not sponsored because this is our first video, but it literally will save lives, and it'll save you 1,000 trips to go get more water because I don't know. It was my favorite thing that I had on my body. But yeah. Word of advice: if you go to EDC, get a Camelback and start drinking water a week ahead because you will sweat your balls off.